So about 2 years ago, I spent 9 months living here in Perth. Since then, we've actually been away from Perth for around 2 years, travelled Southeast Asia, lived in New Zealand, went back to the UK for a bit, and also lived in Queensland. But 2 years later, we are back in what was my favourite city in Australia. And today, we're going to look at how Perth has changed over the last 2 years, and have my opinions changed about Perth, having been away and then come back. Let's take a look in today's video. So some of these things are changes that I have noticed in Perth since being away, but some things are just things that I've realised having been away and been to other places and then come back here, because there is both. So back in Perth, everyone thought a second stint here. It was good to be back, to be fair. Been here a couple of weeks now. I think I've actually noticed so far, I don't know if it's just last time I was so used to summer, but I don't think it's been as hot. Oh, it's mid-October now. I feel like when we were in Perth last time, mid-October, it was already really hot. We've only had like 2 hot days, so I don't know. I feel like last time, October, it was a lot warmer than this. Although I'm definitely going to enjoy this weather while we've got it, because once it's hot in Perth, it stays hot for a very long time. So I'm going to enjoy this cooler spell at the moment. One thing that being back in Perth has confirmed to me is it's definitely got the nicest people in Australia. I feel like, I don't know what it is about Perth, but from our experience last time and also being back already this time, people here are just a lot more social, people are friendly, and also a big one for me is there's a lot more backpackers. And I think being back in Perth for a second time confirms it even more. In Cairns, it wasn't really the case. I didn't think people were as friendly there. New Zealand, definitely not the case. I feel like even though people in New Zealand are nice, definitely not as open as people here. And also there's like no backpackers at all. So being back in Perth, I don't know what it is, we've seemed to have made more friends in like 3-4 weeks in Perth than we did months anywhere else. So being back in Perth, I've got to say, probably the nicest people in Australia. So just come down to Elizabeth Quay here. A few new things have changed. They've actually built a few new things in Perth, like a few new towers and that, which they were building last time are now completed. So you can see the city definitely is growing fast. Do you know what I mean? New things being built. There's no doubt that Perth is definitely, I think it's the fastest growing city in Australia, and you can see that being here because they definitely have built quite a few new things literally in the space of 2 years that have completely gone up, which is crazy. So yeah, it's good to see the city growing, I guess. I know the Aussies who live here will definitely complain about that one though. Just quickly, I don't know what's going on with the Swan River this time. It wasn't that brown last time, it was more blue. Looks like it's just a load of mud now. I don't know what's going on there. Someone let me know in the comments. One big change that I have actually noticed being back in Perth, this actually surprised me, is there is definitely a demographical change in Perth. I've definitely noticed that, especially compared to last time here. I know a lot of people do move from Asia down to Australia, that's very common, but I have noticed it a lot more being back. There's a lot more Indians about, and also I feel like the Muslim population has definitely grown in Perth since being here. I feel like it was rare, like I didn't really see many Muslims really in Perth last time. Being back, there is definitely a lot more. It's definitely something I've noticed being back. I don't know what the situation is, whether people are being encouraged to move from them countries more, but it's definitely something I've noticed being back in Perth, which to be honest was quite a rare sight 2 years ago, but being back is definitely something I've noticed. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on that, guys, and the reasons why that may be, but it's definitely, yeah, it's something which surprised me, to be honest, being back here. Obviously Australia, it's one of the most multicultural places you'll go. Do you know what I mean? I mean, nearly everyone is not from Australia, do you know what I mean? So one unfortunate thing that I have noticed is a bit of an increase in the homeless population around the city. Nothing crazy, but I would say a bit of an increase to last time is what I've noticed, most likely due to the cost of living here in Australia and especially the price of housing. So one thing I'm definitely noticing about Perth this time, we did notice it the first time, but where we're living now is especially amazing for this, and you realise how good the lifestyle is in Perth compared to the other Australian cities, because these pathways for cycling, for running, for walking, they literally go the whole way along the river in Perth. So it is the best city in Australia by far for exercise. You could just walk for hours and hours and hours along the river and where we're living is literally perfect for this. I realised this last time in Perth, but it's not until you live by the river. It is amazing. And another thing I definitely realised being back in Perth is something I kind of already knew, and that is that the scenery in Perth is miles clear of any other Australian city, particularly the beaches, which are the best in Australia. Now, of course, I thought this from last time, but this time it only confirms it for me. But overall, guys, I wouldn't say a massive amount has changed here in Perth. Being back, I think just confirms to me that it is my favourite city in Australia. For me, none of the other cities really come close, and it's the only city which, if I had to stay in Australia permanently, it would be the only city which I would even consider living in, to be honest. So some of the changes, generally not a lot has changed to me. Most things have just kind of confirmed to me what I already thought about Perth, which is definitely a good thing. So these were some changes that I noticed after 2 years away from Perth. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one, guys, and I'll see you very soon with another video.